Welcome to the Wildwood Bookroom. This is currently a work in progress, but we wanted to introduce you to all the resources that you have available to you in the bookroom. So when you walk into the bookroom, you see all sorts of bins that have letters on them. These are the guided book sets that correspond with. To find books by a specific genre or topic, you might want to utilize the Library Things card catalog. In addition, each book bag contains information on whether it's fiction or nonfiction, and for example, this one says that it's a sports book. Now, there are plenty of other genres that this book could probably fit under, but that's just one genre that you can use to help you get started. You may have noticed that the labels in the bookrooms have different colors from red all the way over to purple. Those correspond to the grade levels that most of these books are usually associated with. Red responds to kindergarten and first grade level books. Orange is going to be second grade. Yellow will be third. Green will be fourth. Blue will be fifth. And sixth and above is going to be purple. So if you're looking for a book that you know needs to be in a general grade level range, you can look for the colors to help figure out whether you're on track.
So if you know your group's DRA level, you can use this reading alignment chart to find out which Fountas and Pinnell level would match it. So if I have a DRA 16, for instance, I know that that is going to be a Fountas and Pinnell level I.
In addition to the student book sets that you can find inside of the bookroom, we also have a whole bunch of mentor texts. Those are texts that can be used for read-alouds, for shared reading, and for any of the mini lessons that you want to do within the Readers or Writers Workshop. The bins that have mentor text in them are red, and they have either topics, fiction and nonfiction, art and music, and there's also some author bins available if you want to do an author's study. These book sets, or these mentor texts, also have a checkout card, and a lot of them actually also have lessons inside of them that have been provided by years past. So there are lessons on, for example, teaching inference, and each of the books also have, or should have, a cafe menu in them. And we put that in there so that if you discover that a particular book works out really well, for example, for a monitor and fix-up lesson, you can then highlight that cafe on the cafe menu, put it back in the bag so that the next teacher who uses that text will have an idea what they could use it for. Finally, we have all of our big books over here. We're still working on organizing those, but for now the big books should have a checkout card as well that you can check out and put in the book checkout folder. And then we organize them with atlases and references in the back, then nonfiction, and then fiction is in front of that. And a lot of the books are also categorized based on the old Kinderroots units, so that might be helpful for you as well. We're constantly adding new books to the bookroom that we're processing, and one of the things that's going to be added soon are all of the mentor texts and the listening comprehension that were used for reading roots. This is really good because we have multiple copies of these. So if you and your entire team, for example, wanted to use Friends as a mentor text, you would be able to check out 3 copies of the book so that each of the folks on your team would be able to use the same book. Go.
I can't reach the top shelves. What do I do?
If you don't have a 6-foot-tall friend nearby to help you, there'll be a bench in here or a small ladder in here that you can reach books. Also, we tried to put texts that we have multiple bins of on higher and lower levels. So if you can't quite reach this fiction shelf up here, we made sure that there's one right below it, so even if you can't find a step stool or the step stool is missing, you will still have text that you can access.
How long do I check out a book for?
You can check out a book as long as you'd like, as long as you remember to put your card into your assigned pocket so that if teachers need that resource, they can find it.
Go.
How are we going to be checking out materials?
All the Fountas Pinnell levels from A all the way around the room to Z. So if you wanted to check out a book, if you wanted to check out an H nonfiction book, you would go in, select a book bag, and you can see how many copies of each set, how many copies are in that set. You would then bring it over to the bookroom checkout. You would find your name. And if I were Miss Melton looking to check out this book, I would keep the entire bag. Even if I didn't need all 6 copies, I'd keep all the books and all the materials in this bag, and I would just leave the card behind in the checkout box. And then I'm good to go. If I have my book set and I wind up with a copy missing, or if I wind up with something that has been damaged, underneath the checkout bin, there are bins that have the book request, or book repair request, in case something is damaged, and you can just put that inside of your book bag. And then there's also a bin that has missing book notices, where you can fill in if a student did not return their copy of the book. There's also another bin down here just in case you find anything that doesn't seem to be in its proper spot. Anything can go in there as well. So those are the book sets that you have available to you in the Wildwood Bookroom.
Who's going to maintain the book room?
I need a level A book, and they're all checked out. What do I do?
I'm wondering if there's enough books for my classroom.
No matter kids you need your book for, you're going to check out the entire bag and all of the books in it to make sure we keep all our resources together.
Two, one. Who's going to maintain the book room?
I'm so sorry, guys. I don't...
Right here in front of
Yes.
us. Okay.
Hello.
Okay, wait, I'm ready.
Stick your chest out.
Okay, what do I say?